Hello and welcome to the first video journal of the second semester. Things are getting serious now. The first topic that we have been talking about in the previous month has been ideologies. At the beginning, we tried to define what ideology was, and we said that it was related and very influenced by mass media, and that also it has to do with a set of ideas or beliefs of certain groups of people. Later on, we had to read a text that also tried to define what ideology is, but it has to do with 5 different concepts. The first one is vague and controversial notion, and it said basically that the minds of young people are already full of fixed ideas that are very difficult to change. The second one is called system of beliefs, and it has to do especially with political, social, or religious ideas shared by a group or a movement. The group members are basically stand for general ideas that are the basis of their more specific views about the world. The third one, false consciousness, are popular but misguided beliefs inculcated by the ruling class. Its main purpose is to conceal the real socioeconomic conditions of the workers. The fourth, called a general notion. In simple words, it says that it is useful to have a general notion of power, which need not imply a negative evaluation as long as we are able to critically study power abuse or dominance. And the fifth one, called basis of social practices, it says that often ideologies emerge from group conflict or struggle, so they typically pitch us against them. The class next to it, we saw a short film called More by Mark Osborne. At first, I didn't understand it too much because I was paying attention to some things like the colors or the way the characters move, the way the film it was made. Well, not so important things. Then we started to discuss about it, and I got more confused because most of my classmates have different thoughts about the real meaning of the film. At the end, with everyone in the class and also with the teacher, we agreed that the real meaning of the short film was something like consumerism as a way to achieve happiness, and how ideologies have their own conception of happiness. So things got clearer to me at the end. I finally understood that the film was about explaining that happiness is within every one of us, but people tend to give up their own happiness for greed because they seek money and power. We tend to think that money and power will make us happy, but the truth is, wanting more than you need will crush you. Last but not least, in another class we saw a video about a march for the education in Santiago, Chile, that was from the BBC. The purpose of watching this video was discourse analysis. At first, it seemed all neutral because it showed students walking, then a little problem with a lady that was trying to stop the cops from hurting the students, and then a supposed small group that was sabotaging their march. But then we had to analyze word by word, and it was not that neutral. I have known for a long time that every piece of news is manipulated in some way, but this one was totally unexpected, at least for me. I don't know if my classmates felt the same way. When analyzing it carefully, we could find with the real point of view of the journalist, especially because he was focusing too much about the chaos, the violence, the riots, and the angry crowd, kind of saying that people didn't know what they were doing, that the government has been too kind, that has been doing a lot for students, but they are not happy with anything because they are irrational. Look how crazy it sounds. Well, there were many other proofs of the not so neutral point of view of this journalist, but after all this analysis, this realization, I could say that everything that people try to sell us, even if it's good or bad, is worth to be analyzed in order to distinguish if what they say is true or not. We have to know the true intentions they try to communicate with language. Well, I hoped you enjoy this ideology class that I gave you and see you in the next video journal. Bye!